Hello, I'm Azai. Welcome back to Tokyo Necro. I just got back home from meeting up with my friends and I wasn't gonna be recording a video today, but I am just very, what do you call it? Very intrigued with this game right now, and I just had to play some more. There's no way I can't. So here I am, and I think I will be recording 2 sessions of Tokyo Necro today. Heck, tomorrow or even this whole week, I might just be doing Tokyo Necro for the whole week. Like, holy hell, this game is making me really excited. But yeah, without further ado, let's continue where we left off yesterday. The friend that I met actually was the one that I told you guys that he was playing this game too, by the way. And he's already at the point where I am. He already got one route, and it was actually a shorter route, is what he said. The only thing that I got spoiled by is the fact that he told me that he got Iria's route. So I know for a fact that the route I'm at is not Iria's route. But yeah, last time, Son and Ethica tried to save Iria from being kidnapped by Azaikyousuke and Olga, right? And yeah, Iria said she doesn't want to come back with Son, so here we are in Iria's perspective. The submarine advances through the bay. Iria aboard it. She hangs her head, thinking back on what she told Son. She couldn't stand the sight of Son running to her with a hole in his chest. It was like having her sins laid bare before her. Looking at you, the way you are now, it hurts. She knew those words would hurt Son, but she had to be honest.
Iria-san.
Ayuka calls out to her.
戻りますか?
またソウンを悲しませちゃうだけだから。
If she is going to apologize to him, it must be after she comes to terms with everything. When she can once again have hope for the future. Iria looks to the submarine's destination. There is something she must do before she can forgive herself. The fortress stands tall, surrounded by mighty walls of smart material. Within these walls is a port looking out on Tokyo Bay. As she disembarks the submarine, Iria is filled with a profound sense of nostalgia. Oh, give me a second. There we go. Had to move my mouse there real quick. Somehow, this giant amusement park feels like home. Like somewhere she is safe.
さあ、乗って。
A vehicle fashioned after a pumpkin carriage stands in wait for her. She climbs inside, and the carriage begins its meandering jaunt through the park. Cheers can be heard all around. Iria peeks her head out the window. Countless visitors crowd the park. Smiles on each and every one of their faces. But Iria's memories of this place are returning. She knows this is all fake. Artificial. The pumpkin carriage reaches the castle. Iria and her escorts board an elevator headed to the upper floors. Another familiar sight. An interior constructed entirely of smart material, fashioned in the image of an ancient European castle. Yes, I know this place. She advances down the corridor almost automatically, led by her memories. And eventually, she stops before a familiar door. The massive door opens on its own as soon as her fingers touch the doorknob, as if it had been awaiting her turn.
よく帰ってきたね、イリア君。
His voice is very familiar. His voice must be like by a very famous voice actor. An old man greets Iria as she enters the room. A hazy recollection emerges from within the mist of her memories. The memories of her days of captivity in the fortress.
あなたは天地十一郎？
Iria's tone is uncertain.
かわいそうに。完璧には記憶が戻っていないのだね。いまいましいラボラトリーめ。
ラボラトリーがどんな悪行を働こうと私には関係ない。無事に連れてきたんだから私の仕事は完了ね。
まあ不幸中の幸いといったところか。君の助力に感謝する。
あくまでも仕事だもの。
もちろん対価は払うさ。
たっぷりね。
Olga winks and leaves the room, leaving Iria alone with Juichiro and Sori Ayuka.
さて、君に時間は残されていない。それはわかるね。
私はそのためにここに戻ってきたの。
焦ることはない。君にはできるはずだ。
Juichiro's words, at least, offer encouragement. Encouragement that Iria desperately needs. But what lurks behind those words? She cannot be sure. What else do you want to do in this route game? Wait, this is not voiced? Yeah, this is not voiced. So we don't know who this is. Oh, it's Ethica. I open my eyes. I'm once again in the military police hospital.
起きたか？ああ、起きた。そうか。
Mitsumin's reply is curt. I guess she sees through my lie. Recently, I've been able to sleep less and less.
では、大丈夫。
I just had my left arm replaced the other day, so it'll take a while to cultivate a new one. But it shouldn't be a big deal to spend a few days one-handed.
簡単にくっつくんだな。それがリビングデッドだ。分かっちゃいたけど、気持ち悪いもんだな。
Suddenly, I realize that this conversation is all too familiar.
みつみ、これって2回目？そうだったかもしれないな。そっか。
My memory's been starting to fail me recently. I can tell. My emotions are degrading, little by little.
ねえ、みつみ。不安か？ならば大丈夫だ。まだ不安に思う感情は残っている。そうかもね。
Fuan is more nervous than fear. I turn to look out the window, but suddenly I hesitate. The idea of looking out at Tokyo's pipe-ridden landscape is somehow frightening.
それじゃね、みつみ。もう行くのか？うん。体も問題なさそうだしね。ちょっと待ってくれ。あ？
Mitsumin blocks my path to the exit. What's up with her?
長岡の具合はどうだ？
Oh, I see how it is. Always was kind of suspicious of the way she looked at him. I try to recall what he was like yesterday.
どうかな。イリアちゃんがいなくなって。宝行イリアがいなくなったのか？言ってなかったっけ？この手を怪我した理由。イリアちゃん、オルガって人身売買の闇ブローカーと一緒にザ・フォートレスに行っちゃったんだ。ザ・フォートレスに？
I can understand Mitsumin's surprise. The fortress is known as a sexroid-filled playground for VIPs. Not exactly a place we'd have any business with under normal circumstances.
だからさ、もう少しがっくり来てもいいのかなと思ったけど、結構ソーンは普段通りっていうか変わって見えないんだよね。
You didn't see his narration in the last episode, Ethica. He actually wants to die.
でもしかしてこれ私が感情を失いかけてるからかな。
Mitsumin casts her gaze downward. Oh crap. I might have screwed this one up. Mitsumin feels responsible for me and Soen becoming living dead. She's genuinely concerned. I have to say something here. But what? I get the feeling that no matter what I say, it'll just come across as self-deprecation. Damn. I can't come up with anything. What would I have said if I were still alive?
私はこれで。
いや。
じゃあね。
My tone is as bright and cheerful as I can muster. I hurry out into the hallway. When it rains, it pours apparently.
お
Kiri rushes out of a nearby elevator. $10 says she snuck out of work to come here.
もう、エチカちゃん、どうして連絡くれないの？メールもしたし、電話もかけたでしょ？それも何回も。
Honestly speaking, I wish I could run away.
ごめん。
ごめんじゃないの。心配したんだよ。
I get a little pissed with her hearing that. But let's not turn this into a fight. I don't want to hurt her anymore.
エチカちゃん、時間ある？
ないわけじゃ。
一緒にお散歩行こう。
でも、キリネ忙しいんじゃ。
忙しいから急いで行こ
ちょっと。
Kiri pulls me by the arm through the hall. We're making a bit of a scene. People turn to stare as we run by.
キリネ、みんな見てる。
知ってる？
知ってるならなんとかしようよ。
なんとかしてる。
なんとか？
早くここを出る。
Before I can get another word in edgewise,
そうそうそう。
we unfortunately run into Kazuma.
ごめん、カズマちゃん。あとは任せるね。任せるってまだ会議が。ちょっと、キリリ？よろしく。
Kiri gives her no time to argue. Kazuma's eyes open wide as we pass her by. Kiri isn't acting like herself. Normally, she'd never do anything like this. Normally, I would probably play along with her laughing. But I guess I'm not acting like myself either. After we exit the building, Kiri flags down a taxi. What follows is silence. She doesn't offer any sort of explanation. The only thing I can hear is the sound of the compressed air engine rumbling.
エチカちゃん、怒ってる？
別に怒ってないけど。
God, this sucks. An awkward silence between me and Kiri. How did it come to this? Anything is better than this. There's something I want to know.
ミツミンに言ったの。
議長さんね。
Kiri replies without hesitation, as if reciting a script.
助かってるわ。ミルグラムが死んでネクロマンサーの犯罪は減ったけど、まだまだ軍警察の手には負えないもの。でもまさか議長さんが事務所を畳んで私たちと本格的に活動を始めるなんて。
そうじゃなくて、私が目を覚ましたら呼ぶように言っておいたの。
目を覚ますまで議長さんがそばについてたいって言ったから、ついでに連絡してほしいって。
Yeah, okay. Something did feel off about the way Mitsumin acted at the end there. We get off at Ueno's botanical garden. If we're going to take a walk anywhere, I guess it would be here. And when we come here, there's something we always have to do.
キリネ、ハロハロ食べる？
I no longer experience hunger, but since I'm a hi-fi living dead, I am capable of eating. So I'll share a meal with Kiri. Because I don't want to hurt her. It'll be just like it was when I was alive.
いらないよ。
いらないの？
エチカちゃん、食べたくないよね。
食べたいよ。
嘘。本当はもう味わかんないでしょ。
わかるって。
She's right, but...
そっか。
This is depressing.
ありがとね。
Kiri sees right through me like always. But I'm getting a little pissed off at that composed attitude of hers. Actually, more than just a little. Shouldn't talking with Kiri be the one thing that always makes me happy? We end up not buying anything. Our course takes us to Shinobazu Pond. We take our usual seats in the gazebo.
また来たね。
Man, no BGM is making me really scared right now.
うん。
Less scared and more anxious, I suppose. I can only nod in response. Last time we came here, a rift opened between us. So why is she trying to approach me now?
エチカちゃん。
Kiri scoots over next to me. She's close. Closer than ever. I can feel her right next to me.
ここでいいよね。並んで座るなんて。
Kiri says with a giggle.
どうして？キリね、今日はどうしたの？私に意地悪したいわけ？
違うよ。
意地悪だよ。私だって
もう
I can't say it. I can't bring myself to say the rest. Why does she have to keep looking at me like that? I can't look directly at her.
エチカちゃん。どうして連絡くれなかったのかな。エチカちゃん。
This time, I've got nowhere to run. How do I answer this? I have to say something. How would I have approached this if I were still alive? Oh, sorry. What can I say to keep Kiri from getting hurt? My thoughts waver. The words that eventually come out of my mouth aren't a lie, exactly. But nor do they speak to my true feelings.
キリねは今私なんかに構ってる場合じゃないし。
うん、そうかも。でも、それでも私はここに来たの。私、エチカちゃんと一緒にいたいの。
キリね、でも私は。
うん。
Kiri nods and looks me straight in the eyes.
エチカちゃんはもうすぐ死んじゃう。
The words I couldn't say. The words I tried to avoid saying for so long. Kiri says them so easily.
もうすぐ感情がなくなって私の好きなエチカちゃんじゃなくなっちゃう。私の一番大好きな人が死んじゃうんだよ。悲しいよ。悲しくて悲しくてたまらないよ。
だから私はリビングデッドで私に哀れみを持ったって何のいいこともないから。
Yeah, Etika is approaching this way differently compared to Sohn. Sohn actually wants to spend the rest of his remaining life with Iria. But Etika, yeah, she just doesn't want to do anything, I guess.
お願い。一緒にいて。私がエチカちゃんを愛しただけ。悲しませて。
キリね。
I tried to act as if I wasn't dead. I didn't want her to find out. I didn't want her to suffer. But I was a fool. How could I hide it from her? Everything I've kept pent up burst forth at once.
キリネ私もっと生きたかった。
I don't think most people would want to die, Ethica.
生きたかったよ。
I felt so alone. I felt so much pain. I felt so much sadness.
私もいちかちゃんともっといっぱい生きてたかったな。
We are united in our sorrow. I want to curse the heavens, to ask why it had to be this way, to deny it all. But there's no escaping death. So all I can do is say, with my health held high, that I lived my life to the fullest.
キリネキリネ。
いちかちゃん、よく頑張ったね。
I think she's saying more the fact that, you did your best. We are two lotus flowers, floating on a lake of grief. I catch the faintest whiff of that nearly forgotten aroma. Man, are they all just gonna give me some depressing scenes? To traverse the highway of one's own volition, one must be trained from soon after birth, with a range of artificial stimuli being applied before they develop a sense of self. The goal being to manipulate their cerebral neurons such that one sense may be perceived as another, in the way that a person with perfect pitch might perceive sounds as colors. Mankind's 5 senses are the product of a long history of evolution. Trying to forcibly alter the way they function can be seen as a rebellion against the human genome itself. It would be a risky proposition even if it didn't involve braving the highway. It is all too easy to literally lose sight of oneself on the highway, the core of one's being. Without that core, one's consciousness has nothing to tether it to the body, nothing to keep it from being subsumed into the turbulent sea of information. Kansu has lost many friends this way. She has found herself on the verge of it happening more than once. She has been brought to the verge more than once. Kansu's sense of self begins to fade. She is no longer herself. Her consciousness begins to break apart, begins to disperse, to become one with the world. A terrifying sensation, a sweet temptation. She can hear a whisper in her ear. Just let go, it says. She's heard it many times before, but she's always been able to resist. She had something that kept her from going over the edge. A conviction tying her mind to her body. And that was... It takes a moment for Kansu to realize she's no longer on the highway. This is Snowbound Nirvana, her home-come business.
あれ、
悪い夢でも見た。
Kansu realizes she's been lying on the desk, drooling. Her 12 CRT monitors shine in rainbow lights as a screensaver crawls between them.
いらっしゃい。
ごめん。起こす気はなかったんだ。
いいの。私も、眠る気はなかった。
うん。それじゃあ、また。
また。
Sohn leaves through the front door. Kansu rests her head on the table again and closes her eyes. She feels sluggish. Sleep soon threatens to overcome her. but it won't be a pleasant slumber. I do like the fact that Konsu was half asleep there because Soon's sprite was actually a bit blurry. It will show her things she wishes to forget. Nightmares of her childhood. You okay? Konsu gathers her strength and forces herself to stretch. She can't afford to rest if she's going to help Iria. She can't waste even a single second. She slowly reaches out her arm, rummaging through the fridge below her for a can of Crazy Dragon. Only to find Soon's X-Brain and micro-portable printer sitting there, left behind. I guess Soon is trying to find some place to die now. The fatigue creeps in again all of a sudden. She's often asked to perform maintenance on Soon's X-Brains, but it hasn't been that long since the last time. She checks her mailbox, but there are no new messages. It does seem strange. But she can't conjure the will to think on it any longer. Days of unrewarded effort have worn her down. Konsu made the MPP for Soon to use in the conflict surrounding Iria. She was unable to reveal her involvement. The least she could do was provide him with support in the form of this device. And now, even it has returned to her. What, so you're telling me Konsu knows Iria from the start? Huh. So is Iria actually someone she knows from the Ikebukuro CPC? Are they like, you know, not exactly roommates, but something like that, right? Did she accomplish anything at all? Konsu cannot even summon the energy to pick up the crazy dragon at her feet. She simply gazes at the two devices sitting on her desk. She gazes at them and... Her shout is loud enough to rattle the CRT monitors filling the room. What the fuck? She pulls another 3 crazy dragons from her fridge and pops them open one after another, chugging them down all at once. Never do this, by the way. You don't want overabundance of caffeine in your system. Saliva drips from her mouth like a wild animal, but Konsu is already absorbed in her task. She bangs away furiously on the keyboard in front of her. She spent the past few days trying to find a way to recover a living dead's emotions. The results were disheartening. No matter how many theses she sifted through and experiments she performed, she couldn't find a method to stop the emotional degradation. But if her hunch is correct, she might just be able to recover Soon and Etika's emotions. She might be able to save Iria from her despair. But how? How, damn you? The streets of the Hyperghetto are fraught with danger. You could be attacked at any moment. Of course, I'm a first-rate living dead stalker. The petty criminals skulking around these parts are no match for my real eliminators and CQAMA. But if they were to get the better of me, well, I wouldn't care.
Yo. Tokitaka.
Tokitaka is waiting for me, leaning against the Quillicanta. When did he figure out where I was? Has he been tailing me ever since I left the agency?
ずいぶんさっぱりしてるな。何を置いてきた ?X ブレインと MPP。修理かもういらないかなと思って。余裕だな。僕は優秀だ。冗談か事実だよ。ネクロマンサーのカリスマ、ミルグラムはすでに死んだ。ラボラトリーも壊滅し、俺たちの活動機会は明らかに減っている。これからも増える要素はないだろう。だから必要ない。そういうことか
It isn't. I want to tell him the actual reason, but the words won't come out. Am I really still this attached to life?
ソン、少しドライブしないか？男二人で。嫌か？嫌だ。俺も嫌だ。気が合うな。まあね。
We get in the car together and drive off.
で、どこに？ドライブは手段じゃない、目的だ。気分転換か。大いなるエネルギーの無駄だな。一説によると、ネクロマンシーは感情をエネルギーに変換する技術らしい。感情とエネルギーの関係性を数式に表したら、世の中がひっくり返るだろうな。僕の涙をゲオサーマルエナジーが作る。
Unfortunately, I doubt that will ever come to pass. Death can't be overcome that easily. I don't have any proof of this, of course, but as a living dead, I understand just how overwhelming death truly is. The Coelacanth cruises across Tokyo, Ueno, Asakusa, Marunouchi, the Shiba Park, Shibuya, Shinjuku, Ikebukuro.
本当に目的地がないんだな。ドライブって言っただろ。
Every now and then, memories flash through my mind. Memories of what I've lost. Of days that will never return. I think of Iria. Is she happy where she is now? The Coelacanth suddenly comes to a stop. In the heart of Ikebukuro. Smack dab in the middle of the Malacca gang's turf. A place we would normally avoid even entering.
どうした？怖いか？僕は死んでる。そういう感情は忘れたよ。純粋にどうしてここに来たかを知りたいだけだ。俺はここで生まれ育ったんだ。
This is the first I've heard of this. I only know the Tokitaka of the Kara Suzumi living that stalker agency. I know he's an orphan who Ikatsu and Ryoko took in, but I've always avoided asking him what his life was like before that.
親父はマラッカギャングでネクロマンサーだった。移民船で東京に流れ着いて下っ端の戦闘員をやってたのさ。そんな親父を殺したのは一括さんだった。俺は復讐のためカラスズミ静止者追跡事務所に転がり込んだ。それを一括さんは許したのか？
That's because he's crazy.
一括さんは神様だろ。神様に俺たちの常識は通用しないさ。
True. Making a kid who swore revenge on him into his pupil sounds exactly like the sort of thing he'd do.
でも一括さんは2年半前に死んだ。俺は信じられなかった。あれだけ苦しい特訓をしてプライドを捨てて武器まで持ち替えて殺すことだけを願って生き続けた標的。それが突然取り上げられたんだ。まるで読み進めていた物語の最後の1ページが切り取られたみたいだった。
Yeah, that would be fucking annoying.
正直しばらく何を目標にして生きていけばいいのかわからなかったよ。
I don't know, you're lying. You said you wanted Ryoko. I suddenly feel a gaze on me. I see a man looking at us from inside a dilapidated, unlit house. Probably a Malacca gang scout, wary of the Coelacanth, sitting there parked for so long. I was able to notice him with my degraded senses. Though he's not showing it, Tokitaka must have noticed too. The Coelacanth begins to move. The Ikebukuro Child Protection Center comes into view in the distance, looming over the ruins.
でも、一括さんは蘇った。なんだって？沈んでいく東京メガフロートで見かけたよ。リビングデッドに改装された一括さんが、涼子さんと一緒にいるところ。一括さんもミルグラム？多分ね。
I repeat Tokitaka's words to myself one more time.
幻覚を見たとかじゃないだろうな。 さあね、それでも構うもんか。
There's a certain conviction to his words, as irrational as they may sound.
俺は再殺したよ。磨き上げた狙撃の腕で、小笠原 TFD20 で、リビングデッドの一括さんを殺して、それからリビングデッドの涼子さんを撃った。その時思ったんだ。一括さんは神様だから、物語に終止符を打つために、わざわざ蘇ってくれたんじゃないかって。
I don't think so, Tokitaka.
まあ、そんなわけないけどさ。
ちゃんと終止符は打てたのか。
終わったのは間違いない。グッドエンドかバッドエンドか、それは読者次第って感じだけど。
True?
でもとにかく終わってよかったな。
I don't know about that.
まったくだ。
Tokitaka steps on the accelerator. The Kurlikon begins its trek back to our home, Shinjuku.
ソウン。お前は撃てたのか？
I give his question some thought. I think back to how Iria and I parted ways at the quarry. Every time I remember the look on her face, my heart aches. It makes me wish I could just hurry up and finish dying. But even that feeling will vanish before long.
死んだ人間に物語はいらない。そういうのは生きていく人間のためのものだ。
それじゃあ、イリアはちゃんとピリオドを撃てたか？
私帰るから、ちゃんと帰るから。だからもう少しだけ。
I don't know. If possible, I'd like to remain myself for a while longer, if only for Iria's sake. But it's not possible, because I'm already dead. My emotions are fading by the second. Even if Iria does return, by the time she does, I probably won't be me anymore. And that's what hurts the most. An overbearing silence settles over the car interior.
それで、どこに行けばいい？
ドライブじゃなかったのか。
終わりにしたいんだろ？
まあね。
Huh, we're back here. It's gotten dark. In the end, I chose the Neokoma ruins. Oh, he wants to end it! Oh, he wants Tokitaka to kill him. Because this was where it all started. This story would never have begun if I hadn't met her here. If, when I came crashing down with Tang Yunshan, I had been the one below him, I'd have ended my life like any other living dead stalker. And maybe, that would have been fine in its own way. I walk slowly. The fresh snow crunches beneath my feet. After a short time, I come to a stop. I sink into an abyss of pure white. I hand my 2 real emitters over to Tokitaka.
辛い役をさせて悪いな。
なーに？
Tokitaka accepts the murat so much as batting an eye.
もっと辛い役をすでにやってるからな。
That's true. Tokitaka has already re-killed Ikatsu and Ryoko. Like he says, that probably took much more of a toll on him than re-killing me will.
最後に確かめるぞ。本当にいいんだな。
Do you have any regrets? More than I can count. Are you okay with being re-killed? I'm not. But Iria left me, and my emotions won't last much longer. If she does come back like she promised she would, whatever's left of me will only cause her unnecessary grief. It's time to draw the curtain on this story.
そう、
構わない。
わかった。
Tokitaka nods, puts a bullet into the chamber, and turns the muzzle toward my head. At this distance, he won't miss. He'll re-kill me. I squeeze my eyes shut. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, Iria.
ああ、くそ。まさか仲間を3人も再殺するとは思わなかった。
Tokitaka curses under his breath and places his finger over the trigger. Okay. I was actually waiting for the gunshot. What breaks the silence isn't the roar of gunfire, but the vibration of a condry. Tokitaka lowers the re-illuminator's muzzle and multi-flicks to create a receiver. I can see the relief on his face.
なんだコンス。悪いけどこっちは取り込み中。
Tokitaka pulls away from the receiver. Kansu is louder than I've ever heard her.
わかったって。
Oh, sorry. How? What? That's not possible. It's not worth getting my hopes up. This is something countless researchers have spent years studying. One hacker couldn't possibly overturn everything we know about living dead and emotional degradation. That's what the logical part of me is saying, but
聞かせてくれ。
I have to know more. I have to reach out. A spark of hope flares in my cold heart. How, damn you, Kansu? Iria drives onto the highway, the rainbow model of Tokyo. A vast assortment of data is available here. The terrain beneath the city, the hot pipes ferrying energy and water, the roads supporting commerce, the density of the population living there. Any bit of data you could want about the city's infrastructure is on display. And independent of all that, there is another, higher layer. Information. The mesh network spreading out between conduits like a spider's web. Conduits make use of people's kinetic energy to operate. Nearly 100% of Tokyo's population uses a conduit. Every living person in the city acts as a node on the mesh network, in other words. And across this web that connects people, that connects conduits, rainbow-colored packets travel at high speeds. When a city celebrates a big sports achievement, the information shines golden. When news of an incident travels, the information glows red. A tone graph, or as Sophia put it, an fMRI of the consciousness that inhabits Tokyo. But this network of information is in a bit of a different state compared to a few days ago. The elusive rainbow specter that appeared throughout Tokyo, the ineffable being that called forth emotions and brought peace to people's hearts, she is nowhere to be found. Iria used to be able to feel her presence anywhere in the city, at any time. Whether she was awake or sleeping, whenever she walked the streets, while she ate dinner or talked with others, she could always feel her. But now, she has vanished from our world. Her song is almost out of earshot. Almost. Yes, almost. Only with the power of enhanced empathy can she still be heard. Even Iria, accustomed as she is to the highway, has to strain to hear Subcon's voice now. No, not here. By calming her heart and focusing intently, she can just barely see it. It is ever so faint, threatening to blink out at any moment. But by touching it, Iria can feel Subcon's pulse. Yes, it's her. Whispering a prayer, she attempts to draw it closer to her. She tugs on it gently, so as to not snap it, but firmly, so as to not let it slip away. She reels it in, pursues it, draws closer to it, until eventually, she reaches a whirlpool. A storm of information, threatening to tear apart anyone who would dare enter it. From within that storm, she can feel Subcon's presence. Iria doesn't hesitate. As she slips through, Iria is overcome with an intense feeling of vertigo. Here in virtual space, the boundary between oneself and the world around them is indistinct. Wave after wave of information washes over Iria, nearly rending her into chunks of data. The information beating against her is junk data, meaningless gibberish, and yet, it seems to speak to her, bidding her return whence she came. Iria desperately tries to generate a virtual environment. By forming a familiar space, she can reinforce the borders of herself. She calls her name as loud as she can.
Sabuko! Kikoeru! Watashi... Hogyo Iria da yo!
Subcon herself is the key. The deluge of information. It must be her generating it. At this rate, Iria will be expelled from the area. Iria concentrates, attempting to exert influence over the virtual space. She sorts through the whirling data, extracting anything intelligible that she may construct order with it. Little by little, a familiar scene starts to form around her. The virtual environment where she first met Subcon. Midnight Shores. It's faint and unstable, as if it could disappear at any moment, but it at least captures the ambience of the original. Part of the scenery wavers like a mirage. Iria immediately takes notice. It's her. She leans forward and calls her name.
Sabuko! Sabuko! Kotaete! Watashi... Iria da yo!
She shouts as hard as she can. It becomes a struggle to maintain the virtual environment. Such is her urgency. Iria can only continue calling out to her. With all her heart, all her soul, she beckons to Subcon. What was at first a swirl, a mere fluctuation in space, gradually takes on color. Her outline forms, as if seeping in from the background. Substance concept. The first consciousness born of Tokyo. The only one who can directly communicate with her is, at this point in time, Iria. It's all up to her. She is the only one who can rescue Subcon from her prison.
Sabuko! Kiite! ここは危険なの。もうすぐ君はここに閉じ込められたまま消えちゃうかもしれないの。だからお願い、一緒に行こう。
Subcon says nothing. She remains silent, not so much as shaking her head. She simply looks at Iria with empty eyes, as if she doesn't even recognize that she's there. Subcon's body begins to unravel. She disappears into the network, without offering Iria so much as a single word. Iria desperately reaches out, but her fingers grasp only air. Soon, all trace of Subcon fades away.
Iria-san.
Iria takes off her hollow glasses and returns to the real world. Normal humans would require synesthesia to enter the highway. Iria, however, possesses enhanced empathy. While on the surface it may seem like a completely different ability, it expands her senses in a way similar to synesthesia. The one who taught her that was Soria Yuka.
大丈夫ですか？ありがとう、Ayuka.
She accepts the cup of tea Ayuka offers her with both hands. The aroma of a lotus wafts up in the steam. Her pounding heart slowly begins to calm.
焦ることはありません。落ち着けば、きっと気持ちは届きます。そうだね。
Iria slowly sips on the tea.
この風味はハスの花のフレーバーカプセルです。 懐かしい。
The scent stirs her memories. Saria Yuka's presence was a major factor in Iria deciding to return here.
初めて会った時もこの匂いがしてたような。
ええ。
Iria's first meeting with Ayuka was in the secret room of the Ikebukuro Child Protection Center. She was sipping this very same tea. Iria took every chance she could get to sneak into that room. Ayuka taught her many things there. She was the one who taught her how to enter the highway. She was the one who taught her how to create virtual environments. She was the one who taught her that a new form of intelligent life inhabited the depths of the network. Ayuka always knew everything there was to know.
サブコンはどうして答えてくれないんだろう。もしかして怖いのかな。
おそらくその感情さえ抱いていないでしょう。でもあなたと関わった結果、自分の存在が消えかけていることは理解している。どう振る舞えばいいかわからないだけです。
Sorry, I was gonna say, doesn't that actually resemble Iria's interaction with Soen so far?
確かにそうかも。
Come to think of it, Subcon didn't seem to be harboring any fear.
でもだったら困っちゃうね。どうやってお話しすればいいんだろう。
正直に自分の気持ちを話すことです。サブコンは人間に興味を持っていますから。あなたの感情を嘘をつかず表に出すことが大事ですよ。
Still holding the teacup, Iria finds herself staring at Ayuka fixedly.
どうかしましたか？
どうしてわかるの？
私はかつて人間だった機械です。サブコンのことはなんとなくわかるんですよ。
あ、そうか。
She had almost forgotten. Saria Yuka is a unique android, with a mechanical body and a human heart. She exists on the border between man and machine. There are many things she understands intuitively that humans do not. This is why she was able to teach Iria so much. In that room in the Ikebukuro Child Protection Center, where the scent of the lotus lingered.
あれ。
Suddenly, Iria is overcome with a profound sense of anxiety. Am I forgetting something? Something very, very important. That's Kansu, right? I gaze into the fish tank. At the tropical fish bathed in red. As I listen to the burbling water and stare at the swaying fish, I lose track of time. Eventually, I notice that it's grown bright outside.
眠れなかった。
Not that I actually need to sleep, I guess. A lack of sleep isn't going to dull my reflexes or make it hard to concentrate. Not anymore. That's right. It's time to face it. Kibanohara Etika is a dead woman.
よし。
I hop out of bed and start my morning exercise routine. I don't have much time left. I've just been granted a bonus, really. Grieve hard, rejoice hard, burn up everything left, die without regrets. That's what I promised Kiri. Alrighty then. What am I going to need to do to leave behind proof of my time here on Earth? Huh. I've got a new message. It's from Sue. Its contents. Will you go on a date with me? Huh? Will you go on a date with me? Seriously? Sue and me? On a date?
はい、喜んで。
I get dressed at Mach speed and make my way to the hyper ghetto. My heart should have stopped by now, but I can feel it beating up a storm in my chest. Man, I'm easy, ain't I? Yes, you are, Ethica. I park in front of the store and skip up the stairs.
やっほースーちゃん、お迎えに上がりました。スーちゃん、スーちゃん。
Huh. No reply. Is she out?
スーちゃん、
She's not behind the monitors.
スーちゃん、
Or under the desk.
スーちゃんやーい。
Or inside the fridge. Okay, yeah, she might be petite, but she probably wouldn't fit in there.
スーちゃん、
I head down to the basement. She uses this place for experimenting on living dead. And kinky stuff.
あ、いた。
I find her crouched down in a corner of the basement.
もうこんなところにいたんだね。
What's a minx? The moment I touch her shoulder, her body jolts. She looks terrified of something.
どうしたの？ふ？く？
Sue nods desperately, looking like she's a moment from bursting into tears. What about her clothes? I take a look at what she's wearing.
それでよくない？
恥ずかしい。
Huh? Wait, what? She's the one saying this? I mean, sure, you can't call what she's wearing fancy or anything, but nobody would stare at her if she walked around town like this. No. Wait.
見られて。私、見られてる。
I had it backwards. She wants people to stare at her. For her. Shame is just another form of pleasure. Having her get all hot and bothered in the middle of town would be a problem. I don't feel like being arrested.
よし、新しい服。
買いに行く服がない。
作れるでしょ？
She has a printer.
でも。
ほら、時間がもったいない。さっさと行くよ。
I thought she was gonna say that, you know, she found out how to bring their emotions back. What the fuck, Sue?
よし、オッケー。
I mean, you look surprisingly good in that.
大丈夫、大丈夫。これなら平気。全然平気だから。
I nod vigorously. Sue is currently decked out in a panda camouflage jacket. Just getting this far was no mean feat. I wasn't sure what to do when she started out by printing what looked like a suit of medieval armor. Apparently, after staying shut inside for so long, she started seeing going outside as an act of combat.
本当に大丈夫。
大丈夫。
じろじろ見られたりしない。
大丈夫。
指さされて笑われたり。
そんな奴がいたら、私がぶん殴ってやる。
Sue finally looks like she's convinced. But if you think about it, it's a little strange. If she's this scared of going outside, the fact she invited me out on a date is pretty shocking. Is it because I'm dead? I can understand wanting to create some nice memories together before it's all over for me. If being dead scored me a date with Sue, I assume that's a typo. Maybe it was all worth it.
ねえ。お願いあるの。
ん？何？
デートの途中。 X ブレイン使ってくれる？
これ？
Her sudden request leaves me perplexed. The X-Brain, a device tuned for combat, designed to suggest the ideal response to any situation. But like, if its suggestions end up being less than ideal, I'm the one who takes the fall. Honestly speaking, I don't trust this thing. And more than anything, I don't like the fact that it was my old man who created it. True, Kibanohara Hokuyasu perfected close quarters arm martial arts through use of the X-Brain, and made great strides in the field of anti-living dead combat. But that's exactly why I don't like using one. At least, that's been my stance on the matter.
お願い。
ああ、もうしゃあないな。
いいの？
スーちゃんのお願い聞かないわけにはいかないでしょう。その代わり X ブレインつけたらデート開始だからね。
わかった。
約束だよ。
約束。
はい、それじゃあデート開始いいか？
ほ
ふらふらゴーゴー。
はあ、だ。
I end up having to practically drag Sue out of snowbound nirvana. We go down the stairs and out into snowy, windswept streets of the hyper ghetto. Just as we're about to exit the building, Sue stops at the very edge of the stairs and drops to the ground.
スーちゃん？
ダメ。
何？
灰になる。
What are you, a vampire?
はいはい、嘘はいいから。
もうほんと。
これ使えって言ったのはスーちゃんだよ。
The X-Brain sees through Sue's lie with ease. I have to admit, its suggestions are coming in handy right now. My emotions are on their way out, so I don't exactly trust my judgment when it comes to gauging stuff like this. Sue groans as I lift her up and plop her into the car's passenger seat.
よし、じゃあどこに行きたい？
どこにも行きたくない。
いい加減腹くくりなさいって。
でもあまり外で出ないからわかんない。
Okay. There's gotta be some place you would like.
そうだな。よし、決めた。
I put the car in gear. This is a really weird scene, but okay. I'm withholding judgment. As we drive, Sue curls up in the passenger seat and looks around nervously. I can see her trembling. Now this is what you call a shut-in. The whole situation is very novel. Ah, right.
よく考えたら、スーちゃんを家の外で見たの初めてかも。
4年ぶり。
マジで？
Sue nods.
リアルはウェイだから。
4 fucking years, though. That's gotta be some sort of record. Would drive me nuts, that's for sure.
ほいじゃ、4年ぶりのシャバの空気を楽しまなきゃね。
I mean, if you have everything inside of your house, I can see not really, you know, wanting to go outside.
やってみる。
Oh, we're here again. This is actually the first area we went to at Iria when we were playing Sue's game. I bring us to the dream of the Red Chamber, an amusement facility run by the Chinese mafia. Despite it being midday, there's plenty of people dancing wildly out on the dance floor. Sue grabs my arm to support herself. Never thought I'd hear her making sounds like that.
える。
ダメだよ、デートなんだから。
でも踊ったりとかできないし。
大丈夫、それが目的じゃないから。
I pull Sue along with me onto the dance floor. I didn't intend to make her dance, but she's making me want to tease her a bit. Maybe this is too much. I consult my ex-brain. It's keeping track of Sue's body temperature, heart rate, and brain waves. Apparently, I'm good to go. Okie dokie.
やっぱり踊ってみる？
いや。
まあまあ、そう言わないで。デートでしょ？ダンスは基本だよ。ほら、映画でもよくあるじゃない？求愛のダンス。
That did the trick. Sue loves classic movies.
ほらほらほら、楽しいぜ。
What is this scene? I'm actually so confused right now.
もっとリラックスリラックス。そんないつも触ってるとこでしょ。
Oh, sorry. Touch, you're done, Etika. Sorry about that. Sue jerks her head upright. She's glaring at me. Wait, no. Sue isn't looking at me. Her gaze is fixed behind me, on the arcade at the other side of the dance floor. I guess seeing something familiar made her unable to put up with the unfamiliar any longer. She lets out an incomprehensible scream and flees over to the arcade. Aw, what a shame. I chase after Sue.
スーちゃん、元気いいね。
Seeing Sue pout like this while gasping for air is pretty adorable.
でも、意地悪されるの好きでしょ？
Man, Sue is weird. I know she's supposed to mimic like someone who has been like a, or you know, who's hikikomori. But still, I feel like they're not really this bad, you know?
それはそうだけど、こういう意地悪とは。
ごめんごめん。
I can't quite contain my laughter.
お詫びにほら、これで遊ぼう。
I tap on the arcade cabinet. A virtual spear used to dive into a virtual environment Sue made. Operation Desert Snow.
勝負？
私が勝ったら、私の言うこと聞いてもらう。
オッケー。その代わり、私が勝ったら、レッツダンス！
Sue's body curls up.
それとも、逃げる？
やる！
Sue leans forward and shoots me a glare. I can tell she's pissed and aching to show me up.
よーし。んじゃ、プロの近接柔術、見せてあげよっかな。
制作者の力、見せる！
We both dive into a virtual sphere. This is a really weird scene in my opinion. The multi-monitor display lights up and the hologram is projected. A battlefield of ages past appears before my eyes. A desolate Hamada desert. The smart material beneath my feet changes form, recreating a helicopter crashing. Not the first time I've experienced this. I didn't tell Sue, but I'm actually a veteran when it comes to this game. I played it countless times already. I have the enemy spawn points and all the best strategies memorized.
ほらほら、スーちゃん、へっぴり腰だよ。
うるさい。
Sue braces herself against the incline and points her assault rifle controller at the screen. And then fires. She shot through the tail rotor of the helicopter. The helicopter loses control and starts spiraling down to the ground. What the hell?
裏技
Sue says with a grin.
こっそり別ルートが仕込まれてるマジかよ
I had no idea. Pretty sure I've never seen anyone on the Mesh network mention this secret route.
カードはギリギリまで伏せておくもの
I wonder if that's that's a message to the player that there might be a secret route in this game. The helicopter crashes in the heart of the desert. A level I've never seen before spreads out before my eyes.
やるじゃないスーちゃん
I smirk and hold up my assault rifle.
確かにスーちゃん相手じゃこのくらいのハンデは
Sue fires, and the next moment, blood splatter fills the screen. What was that just now? I did see like a brief glimpse of something, but does Sue have the entire game memorized?
無駄口の暇ない
Bangity bang, poppity pow. The rifle's bullets shoot out with satisfying popping sounds. Sue's score skyrockets at an alarming pace.
やっべ
She's got the enemy's spawn points memorized perfectly. Normally, I wouldn't stand a chance, but I've got my own ace in the hole. The experience I'm wearing was designed primarily for use on the battlefield, you see.
頼むぞ相棒
I psych myself up and focus my attention on the suggestions. I choose to defer to the judgment of this electronic brain, with its capacity to make judgments that far exceeds anything a human is capable of. "30 minutes later, I hop out of the virtual sphere and scream in protest.
スーちゃん変でしょなんなのあれ
私の勝ち
勝ちってあんなのインチキだよ途中まで私が勝ってたじゃない
That's right. Just 3 minutes ago, my score was beating hers. And the reason for that is fairly evident. Sue's out of shape. Even if it's not the real thing, that assault rifle controller is pretty heavy. On top of that, the floor is made of smart material that changes to imitate the terrain. It gets hard to just move around in the later half of the game. And that terrain is all the more taxing on someone who doesn't get any exercise. Sue was doing great at the beginning, but soon enough she was struggling to keep up with my score. And yet...
なんなんだよあの得点源
地中6面で隠し場所に8発撃ち込むと出現破壊すると200万点のボーナスがもらえる
Yeah, she definitely cheated.
そんなの知るか
とにかく勝負は私の勝ちダンスはなし
ちぇはいはいわかったわかりました
You win some, you lose some, I guess. I didn't want to see her out on a dance floor, though.
で私は何をすればいいわけスーちゃんの願いだったら何でもサービスしちゃうよ
This must be the real reason why she asked us on a date, right?
それじゃあ
Huh?
一緒にご飯食べたい
ご飯
That's pretty normal. Not much of a punishment, is it? With that, we go to Amehoko in Ueno. Tokyo's largest shopping district is as bustling as ever. I am so confused by this scene. What is the point of this scene? Sue, of course, is twitching like she might run off at any second.
別の場所にした方が良かったんじゃ
Sue forces herself to keep walking through the crowd. What's pushing her to do this, I wonder? But I soon discovered the answer.
こここ
Goyong Lida. Goyang. An Indonesian food stand in Amehoko. Known for its terrifyingly spicy nasi goreng. Really? Oh, it's Goyang Lida? I was gonna say, like, is this actually my language? It is. Lida is tongue. Goyang is like, swaying from left to right. I guess swaying is Goyang. Swaying tongue. Interesting name. An Indonesian restaurant set up in Ueno's food stall village. I wonder if there's actually an Indonesian restaurant in Ueno there. There's nothing at a glance that seems to make it stand out from the other restaurants nearby.
何この匂い。
名物は激辛ナシゴレン
My ex-brain raises an alarm, warning me not to eat here. What the fuck? It pulls up some online reviews to support its decision. The contents of said reviews are, well, alarming. We are pretty well known for our spicy food. I do like spicy food myself. Can no longer be described as food. Had to be sent to the hospital to have my stomach pumped. A taste too advanced for mankind.
やめた方がいいんじゃ。
何か言った
Sue is visibly salivating. She's really up for this. Even my ex-brain seems to falter at the prospect of eating this thing. I need to stop her.
ああ、ほら、当店の激辛ナシゴレンは通常の辛さの範疇を超えていますので、通常のナシゴレンをおすすめします。
Nasi goreng is just, you know, fried rice, by the way.
おじさん激辛ナシゴレン一つ
ああ、ちょ
間違えた二つ
私もかよ。
Ultimately, that actually looks delicious, to be honest. I know for some people the red coloring might scare them, but I actually do feel like I would enjoy this food. 2 servings of super spicy nasi goreng are placed before us. Man, saying nasi goreng in English is so weird. I can sense a crackling, menacing aura emanating from the dish in front of me. My ex-brain continually flashes me instructions to retreat. But Sue doesn't seem to be fazed in the least. Her mouth waters as she brings a large scoop of nasi goreng to her lips. I thought that you don't have any taste buds anymore, Ethica.
いただきます
I guess the reason why Sue is asking us to use the X-brain is to simulate the emotions that she used to have, huh? You okay?
スーちゃん、水、ほら、水。
You okay, Sue?
体と内側粘膜に直接感じる辛さ
I already ate some gindako before I went home with my friend, but after looking at this, I'm kind of hungry again. I might whip something up after this episode is done.
違う唐辛子の辛みは味覚ではなく私は今体の内側から直接痛みを感じて
Sue sits there, writhing in pain. She's perspiring Is that how you say that? Perspiring? Heavily. Her breathing is labored and her mouth is ajar. Her expression, though, is contorted in ecstatic rapture. I mean, I know she's a masochist, but I didn't think it went this far. Yeah, I'm guessing the reason why she wants us to use this X-Brain is to forget that the fact that we're losing our, you know, sense of taste. We're losing our emotions and stuff like that, huh? Because the X-Brain is simulating what we would be normally thinking. Sue holds out a spoon filled with nasi goreng in front of me. The way she does it is honestly kind of hot, but it's the wrong kind of hot. My X-Brain's suggestion is to flee. And I want to, I do, but... The spoon is thrust against my lips, and the odor assaults my nostrils. I part my lips at Sue's prodding. The hot lump of spiciness is shoveled into my mouth. You shouldn't be able to taste it. What the? It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. It fucking hurts. This isn't spicy. This is pure pain. Huh. I only noticed Sue's handing me a glass of water thanks to my X-Brain suggestion. I gulp it down in one go. Yeah, I get the point of this scene now, but... I don't get it. She's not supposed to be able to feel this. Like, sure, you can emulate emotions, but there's no way you can emulate your sense of taste. I start coughing. This fucking nasi goreng. Even water can help how spicy it is. If anything, it only feels like the water's making the damage spread out. Shit, it hurts. It hurts so much. What fixes this kind of pain? It's like BDSM for the palate. Our screams continue to echo through Amehoku for some time. I don't know. For now, that doesn't seem to make any sense to me, the fact that she can feel the pain. Having somehow managed to finish their nasi goreng, the two head to the botanical garden for some after-meal exercise. Okay, so she still hasn't fully, like, you know, got rid of her sense of taste? Etika's face lights up with surprise. Kansu knows that her becoming a living dead means that she is gradually losing her senses, like pain and taste, which is why she took her to the place she did. The physiological reactions Etika is showing right now are impossible to simply fake. And that means... How? Etika's eyes widen like saucers, but she soon averts her gaze.
でもありえないでしょ。そんなの聞いたことないし、一度死んだら感情は戻らない。徐々に消えていくだけ。それが常識だよ。
でも、エチカとソウウンは違う。
Again, how?
私たちが特別なわけない。
X ブレイン。
Kansu points at Etika's head. She asked her to activate it before the date. It's been sending information to Ethica's hollow glasses the whole time.
取り付けた人間の脳波と思考パターンを読み取り、最適な行動を提案する外部電脳。そこには生きていた頃のエチカの脳のパターンがカーボンコピーされている。
I guess that's true. Even during the fight with the rabbit dogs, or whatever you call those, the X-Brain adjusts its way of thinking because it knows the fact that we can't really get we don't die if we don't get hit by our brains anymore. I guess technically that's true.
失った私の感情がこいつの中に残ってる？
Kansu nods. When she saw Sone's X-Brain in Snowbound Nirvana, it came to her in a flash of inspiration. By comparing the brainwave patterns produced with and without the X-Brains active, she confirmed her theory. Sone and Ethica's X-Brains are indeed stimulating their emotional responses.
これで二人の感情を元に戻せるかも。
そっか。スーちゃん、頑張ったもんね。
エチカ、嬉しくないの？
そんなことないよ。ただ、なんだろう、ちょっとびっくりしちゃって。
Ethica's gaze turns to Shinobazu Pawn.
私は死ぬんだって覚悟してたところだから。
Ethica seems as if she's retreating into the distance. Kansu tugs at her arm, forcing her to stop where she is.
スーちゃん？
私のせいなの。
スーちゃんのせい？
イリアを外に出したの。
I see, so she does know her. I did get an inkling about that. Either she was an Ikebukuro CPC or she did something right. Ethica looks directly into Kansu's eyes. She feels as if her heart is being gouged out. She wants nothing more than to run away. Up until now, she would have done just that. But she can't. Not now. Not from Ethica. Because she's what set in motion the events leading to her death.
私は池袋 CPC にいた。私が普通の人よりうまく機械を使えるのはそこで受けた人体実験のせい。
Okay, so she was part of the children who were experimented on there.
ひどいやつら。メガフロートが沈むのは天罰だね。
Ethica pauses for a moment.
イリアちゃんとはそこで？
イリアは忘れてるかもしれないけど、私たちはとても仲のいい友達だった。一緒の部屋で最初はたくさん仲間がいたんだけど、でもみんなどんどん死んだり廃人になったりしていなくなって、最後まで一緒だったのは私たち二人だけで、彼女は私のよりどころで、でもそのままじゃ私の番が近いことも分かってて、だから私は彼女を連れて外に逃げようとして、それで隠し部屋を見つけたの。
Oh, that's not when you... Okay, I thought it was when she was in the fortress, she helped out Tang Yunshan, but turns out this is way back before that.
そりあゆかがいた。
その部屋ってもしかして？
The one on the 6th floor. Kansu nods. The same hidden room Soen and Etika found in the Ikebukuro Child Protection Center. She should have told them this after they watched Kuroshima Michiya's videotape, but she couldn't bring herself to do it. She didn't have the courage to confess to her sin.
池袋 CPC が解体されて、私たちはバラバラになった。私は施設を逃げ出して、毎日生きるのに必死で、ハッカーとしてなんとか自分の稼ぎを出すことはできるようになって、イリアがどこにいたかはわからなかった。ネットでずっと探してて、でもなかなか痕跡が見つからなくて、でもようやく手がかりを見つけた。イリアは成績が良くて、天地十一郎に目をつけられていて、それでザ・フォートレスにいるって分かった。
Wait, so you're telling me you're both the one that helped Iria, or you were part of the... I guess she also helped out Tang Yun-chan get Iria, didn't she?
でも私は一人じゃ助けられなくて、だから誰かに救出してもらうのが一番だと思った。
I see.
それでラボラトリーに接触を？
ラボラトリーだって分かってたらこんなことはしなかった。でもイリアをどうしてもあの場所から助けなきゃって思って、彼女にちゃんと普通の生き方をしてほしいって。
Oh, sorry.
チカが来てイリアを調べてほしいって言われた時、ハイウェイで誘拐にミルグラムが関わってることを知って、どうしたらいいかわかんなくて、だから
Yeah, she was shocked when she went to the highway that time, but she said she saw nothing, right? There was no info about Hagyo area. I knew that for a fact that she was lying at that time for sure, especially after we found out about Michiya from her PC.
スーちゃん、
Which made me also not trust her that much back then.
頑張ったね。
Etika pats her gently on the head.
本当はもっとイリアちゃんと話したかったんだね。でもイリアちゃんのためにそれをしなかったんだね。
The reason why Konsu stays holed up inside is because of the lasting psychological trauma caused by the experiments at Ikebukuro CPC. Memories of that place are best off forgotten. She kept her distance from Iria so that she wouldn't have to remember any of her time there.
頑張ったね、スーちゃん。
Etika's body is so warm. To reveal that it was her actions that brought about Soen and Etika's deaths and caused so much pain to Iria.
チカ
何、スーちゃん。
チューして。
でも
Etika hesitates, but Konsu presses her.
お願い、恋人じゃなくて、それはただのエチカが生きてるって証。エチカの感情がまだ残ってるってことだから、エチカ。
Konsu closes her eyes. She waits the kiss enveloped in Etika's warmth. But
スーちゃん、ごめん。
Etika gently pushes her away. Konsu slowly opens her eyes.
ごめん。私、やっぱり死んでるんだと思う。
That's right.
そんなこと。エチカは死んで
うん。私は死んでる。でもね、スーちゃん。それも悪いことじゃないと思うよ。
そんな。 もそんなの。
大丈夫だって。イリアちゃん、絶対絶対スーちゃんを待ってるから。
そんなこと。
Konsu looks like she's about to burst into tears, but Etika smiles. A smile like that of a living person. A smile that leaves no room for argument.
私の X ブレインもそう言ってる。知ってるでしょ？私の勘はよく当たるんだ。
Damn, I really gotta finish this ending today, man. There's no way I can sleep after this. But with that, though, I am going to end the episode right here. That was actually the perfect time to end the episode. Or for the screen to actually switch. I'm gonna get some food after this, and we will be doing one more episode. I don't even know if I'm gonna be doing like 1 or 2 more, actually, because, like I said, I want to end the route, like today. And I am really in suspense right now. This game is really making me not want to sleep. But with that, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Give this video a like if you guys liked it. Some of you guys haven't. Patreon will be getting these episodes early access, along with 8 scenes, which is not really a lot so far, uncensored. But yeah, I guess like I said, if you guys want these, if you want to sub to Patreon, for sure it's gonna be for the early access for Tokyo Necro. Because even for me, I don't think I can wait like a whole week for the next episode. And with that, I'll see you guys next time.